Heading into 2023, our call from God was clear. Raise up a radical missionary movement that will transform the global youth culture for Jesus. We cried out to God and believed that in faith we would see thousands of people transformed by the power of the gospel in 2023. And the amazing thing is, we did. The sheer number of people God allowed us to reach is extraordinary. Still, more than anything is the faces in the crowd, the individual stories of God raising up leaders and rescuing lives that are simply stunning.
Willing to celebrate it publicly here in Oslo.
Michael from Norway is one of the young missional leaders with a wild, childlike faith that God is raising up. He attended the Steiger Mission School in 2022. In June, he gathered 70 people from 8 churches in his home city of Oslo. They ran a flash mob down the main street and ended with a gospel proclamation in front of the Parliament building. Many people stayed to talk and pray afterwards. Kirill from Russia connected with Steiger at a conference and shared how he'd been using our evangelism and discipleship tools to equip a team in his city. He shared testimonies of people regularly coming to Jesus and getting baptized in his church. The Steiger Eurasia team invited him to the regional Steiger Mission School in Georgia this May for further training and to connect with like-minded people. Kirill and his wife recently moved from their home city, and they've already started a new, significant evangelistic movement. Vika is from Ukraine. She had an interest in spirituality and was looking for connection in New Age practices like astrology and tarot cards. Because of the war, she moved to the smaller town of Ivano-Frankivsk, where she met some people from the Steiger Community House. She felt such a crazy love and acceptance from the team that she started attending all of the events there. She opened the Bible for the very first time at the Bible study for the non-religious. After months in the community, Vika's heart opened to the possibility of knowing God personally. She invited Jesus into her life and prayed a prayer of repentance. She shared, "For the first time in my life, I heard a voice in response to my spiritual seeking." This summer, she was baptized and attended the Steiger Mission School. Jairo showed up at the first No Longer Music concert in Argentina. He was expecting to see a foreign pop-punk band for free, but he was so blown away by what he experienced that he decided to come to a second concert an hour away. But that wasn't enough. He ended up seeing us perform 4 times. He told us later that it wasn't the music or the crazy visuals that kept him coming back, but a force inside of him that made him feel part of the love that God was bringing to the world. 9 days after coming to the first show, he was baptized in the bathtub of the apartment where the band was staying. Paula was a leader in the radical feminist movement in Funza Mascara, Colombia. Steiger team member Allison connected with her at a protest and invited Paula and her boyfriend Sergio to the local Steiger community space. They started attending a Bible study for the non-religious and gradually began to understand who Jesus is and what it means to follow him. A few months ago, the team held a special retreat for people who had been coming to the Bible study. And at this retreat, Paula and Sergio decided to follow Jesus. They are now part of the Steiger team. God moved so powerfully in 2023 that we could fill a book with all the incredible stories. He allowed us to reach wide and deep, both the masses and the faces in the crowd, and the results were stunning. Currently, we have 179 Steiger movements, which are groups engaging with our resources and community to reach the global youth culture for Jesus in their cities. They are active in 155 cities around the world, along with 24 Steiger city teams. Through Steiger's evangelistic and discipleship efforts worldwide, 91,670 people heard the gospel proclaimed in person. There were 10,061 attendees at our Bible studies for the non-religious and other follow-up events. 8,551 young people completed a Steiger Impact event, trip, or intensive training. 41,456 people participated in a live online or in-person church training event. 161 students and volunteers from 32 countries attended the Steiger Mission School in Germany, the most countries ever represented. Over 1,300 people from 64 countries registered for our annual online intensive training in October. Participants were called to join a global missionary movement marked by bold and creative action. While we are excited by the numbers and the stories of individual impact in 2023, we are unsatisfied, and the entire generation is being destroyed by lies. Join us in praying that God would raise up a generation of dynamic young leaders with wild, childlike faith so that 2024 will be our most fruitful year yet.